The Conjuring Last Rites Review, a fond if not terrifying farewell. When James Wan released The Conjuring back in 2013, it reignited the haunted house genre and kicked off an entire cinematic universe. Over time though, the sequels and spin-offs leaned harder into familiar horror tropes and tangled themselves in a web of lore. So when The Conjuring Last Rites arrived, it had the tough job of tying all those threads together into one final chapter. The result? A farewell that's heartfelt but far from flawless. The film finds Ed and Lorraine Warren, once again played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, in their later years. Their daughter Judy, Mia Tomlinson, is grown and planning a future with her fiancé Tony, Ben Hardy. The Warrens have retired from exorcisms and investigations, but when a small-town case in Pennsylvania spirals into something much darker and personal, their retirement doesn't last long. Directed by Michael Chavez, who previously helmed The Curse of La Llorona, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and The Nun 2, Last Rites carries his signature style. Instead of pure jump scares, Chavez leans into dreamlike psychological horror, a big shift from the franchise's haunted house roots. That approach has potential, but here it often feels uneven. The script, co-written by James Wan and several others, is where the film stumbles most. At over 2 hours, Last Rites spends far too much time on family drama, Ed and Lorraine's aging struggles, Judy's anxieties, Tony trying to prove himself, while the actual horror takes a back seat. The haunted Smurl family, who should have been the heart of the story, gets sidelined. Their crowded home, filled with clashing personalities and eerie spirits, delivers some of the best scares since the original film. But we barely see it, because the spotlight stays fixed on the Warrens. That said, the performances are excellent. Wilson and Farmiga know these characters inside and out, and the film gives them their deepest emotional material yet. It's less about reacting to demons and more about exploring who Ed and Lorraine are after decades in the fight. It feels like a love letter to the actors, though one that slows the movie down. Meanwhile, Mia Tomlinson and Ben Hardy handle the horror elements well, hinting at a possible next generation for the franchise. By the end, The Conjuring Last Rites feels less like a horror film and more like a respectful send-off to its central couple. For longtime fans invested in Ed and Lorraine, it's a touching, if indulgent, farewell. For horror fans looking for genuine scares, it may feel like the franchise has run out of steam, especially in a year filled with fresh, inventive horror. Final verdict. The Conjuring. Last Rites is more about saying goodbye than scaring you. Emotional, yes. Terrifying, not so much.